What's up YouTube and welcome to a greedy version of Electro Ramp. Ramping means that you want to cheat out mana and play all of your big cards as soon as possible, and to cheat out mana we mostly have Electro helping us. We play a lot of big cards, so we generally only want to play one card per turn anyway, so the ongoing effect of Electro is not that much of a drawback. The additional leftover mana will often also be soaked up by Sunspot anyway and converted into power. Besides that, we have Wave as an indirect ramping tool, which allows us to play something like Dr. Doom on turn 4 already. And we can then get very cheeky if we play Aero into the same location and then Odin on top of Dr. Doom and Aero on turn 6, forcing all of our opponent's stuff into that location while Dr. Doom still adds a lot of power to the other two locations. I would say these two are our main ramping tools. Psylocke is a tech choice here and an additional third ramping tool in case you don't find any of these early on. You can play Psylocke on turn 3 to be able to go 5-cost unit into 5-cost unit into 6-cost card. That is a great plan B that will often win games on its own. To round out the early game, we have Sunspot and Ebony Maw. Sunspot is kind of self-explanatory. We will often have some leftover mana, especially after we use Electro. Ebony Maw is cracked in this deck as well. By default, we want to play Ebony Maw into the right side or into the middle. The important thing is to have a free location to the left of Ebony Maw, so that we can later on play cards like Klaw or support the Ebony Maw location with Dr. Doom. Besides that, another cheeky and great 5-cost play is Leech. It's rampant in the current meta. There's still so much Zabu and Silver Surfer running around, but even after the nerfs, I suspect Leech will still be a powerhouse just because of its super powerful control and disruption effect. I personally also really like Aero in this, and we don't always have to play Aero on turn 5. It's sometimes better to keep her for turn 6, because you can often put your opponents in sort of a checkmate situation where you are already ahead on 2 locations, and then you just play Aero into the location that you're currently losing, so you don't give your opponent any opportunity to catch up. America Chavez is also great, mostly for deck consistency. She increases the likelihood of us drawing all of these early game cards early on, and since we play this many 5-cost and 6-cost cards, we will almost always have a good late game anyway. And Magneto is our only really high power late game bomb. He's usually most effective to either double down and secure one location by adding a high power number to it, or he can very nicely disrupt opponents with his card movement effect. This deck performed really well on the day of recording because Plunder Castle is still the featured location, but this should still perform well even after the featured location is gone. I've seen a lot of people climb to Infinite with this deck or play it in the Infinite ranks with success. And if you want to try something slightly different, I've also previously made a version of this with Sandman as a tech choice, which can really disrupt Silver Surfer and Zabu decks that are still rampant on the ladder until the nerfs hit the servers next week. If you want to see that version, which is a bit more of an anti-meta version, I'll link it right up here. You can find the deck list as well as a guide and gameplay there. But of course I got you covered here as well with some high quality gameplay for my own run with this deck, which helped me blow through some Infinite ranks quite quickly. So Ebony Maw we generally want to play into a right side for multiple reasons. We can still reach this with Klaw. Middle would also be fine here. The other one is that it's a heightened likelihood to be Plunder Castle due to the featured location. Let's go middle because we know we can play up to 4 cards in Mojo World, which means Klaw can definitely access this. Fuck. Ooh, that's not good. We don't really want to play Doom before turn 6, so it's like wave into Magneto. Will you still never put leader into a deck after a rework? I mean, he already got reworked. Not quite sure what you mean exactly. Mojo World. Sure. With this into Klaw into Doom, something along those lines. Maybe put Magneto left, then we Klaw, then we Doom. Love to theory craft a deck for the new leader. Yeah, it would have to play cards like Storm and Spider-Man, yeah. Good point. Ah, you wish. And that's why you don't play leader, kids. Thank goodness, like my snap timing was off the charts here. Wait, I could also Odin left side, but in this rare case, I don't want to lose the Goblin because of Mojo World. Dr. Doom looks absolutely cracked here. My opponent either plays their own Doom or plays... Wait, if they Odin the leader, we still win right and left. I don't see how we lose this. I could actually also just Doom here or here. No reason to Doom into the middle. Oh my... I mean, I respect it. Still got him, but I respect it. They hit us with the spies. Okay, we don't really want Vibranium. Ooh. I might just have to do this. Looks really awkward though. What CCGs are in a good competitive spot? Honestly, right now, literally none. Probably Magic the Gathering. And to a certain extent, Flash of Blood would be the only paper card game I would think of. Oh, in this case, I'm thinking about Sunspot Psylocke instead. We have Leech Klaw. Klaw goes empty here. Ugh, that's awkward. Or we just hope to top deck some 6-drops. I think this gives us better chances of winning, to be honest. So Snap could technically get into a good competitive spot, but it would at least take another year or so. Probably more. I really need to draw a 6-drop here, and then I can 6-drop middle and then arrow right on the last turn and we win. Ok. I'm wondering if Sunspot right is better than arrow right. Saving arrow for next turn. I think this... Like, we're gonna draw Chavez next turn. Are we gonna prefer Chavez or arrow? I think arrow, to be honest. Like, we give up middle. We hope our opponent doesn't overtake left right now. What's up, Pancakey? Lore still have a good chance to be great on comp spot. Yeah, but I mean, it's like a casual competitive. Okay, I guess it really depends on what your question is. There are plenty of games with a good competitive structure. There is no game right now that has like that I see that has a real chance of being an esport or being able to live off of it by competing only. With the exception of Magic and maybe, well, poker. It's not technically a CCG, but card game. What do you think Marvel Snap will take that long to be competitive? Because they first need to develop a spectator mode. They need a PC client in the first place. And then, like, building a competitive infrastructure takes forever. Also, they're a pretty small studio and everything like that. Okay, fuck, they're one power ahead. Oh no, she's silenced. Never mind. Thank goodness Leech exists. This just wins, right? I feel like snapping is good here. I also should have snapped last turn. It's always scary to snap into Daredevil, but one of the rare turn 6 snaps. Mana boy! Nice to see you stream. You see me here often enough, although I usually only do short streams. Yeah, one of the rare turn 6 snaps that actually work. We were probably playing something like a Zabu deck. Just didn't really find our cards. Gerade vorgestern ist angefangen, kannst du mal ein paar Pool 1 Decks spielen. I won't play any Pool 1 Decks on my stream, aber du kannst ziemlich viele auf meinem YouTube-Channel finden. I'll just link my YouTube channel right here. A lot of my first Marvel Snap videos were like beginner guides, beginner decks, Pool 1 decks, and a lot of Pool 2 decks as well as you progress through. No! Psylocke? Well, now I don't need Psylocke anymore. Wrecked by Iceman, goddammit. That was cruel. I guess I really need Dr. Doom, then it's still possible. Ebony Maw into Electro into Doom into Odin is still good. One out of 4 to draw Doom here. Ugh, that sucks. I can't claw middle. Oh, yeah, I can claw middle. Ace box. But I do it on turn 6. They won't see it coming. I could also Magneto middle right now, actually. Okay, wait. We have a lot of good plays here. I think we play from middle and right side. And I think... Oh, there's so many plays. Magneto into Odin looks spicy. Wait, isn't it Magneto middle now? Then they're not going to play anything here and then Aero left on the last turn? I'm sure we can outplay our opponent somewhere here. We just hope that they don't play... Well, they can't play middle right now. They don't have 6 mana yet. They have to play left. Okay, we clogged them though. We clogged them. Klaw left? It's GG, right? We win this by 1. They can't buff it. It's not a Surfer deck. Head by 4 here. I had by 7 here. That worked out surprisingly nicely, even though the arrow could have messed us up. What's up, Deech? You still grinding Legends of Runeterra? Random Surfer? I mean, but how are they gonna win the other 2 lanes? Like, technically, what? Like, Brute into Surfer beats me? Or Maximus into Surfer? But if this is a Surfer deck with White Queen and Arrow, I'm glad to have these people in my rank ladder. Where are you playing again after the announcements? Grinding Electrical Engineering and Tech. Yeah, I mean, the announcements are cool and all, but it's... I don't expect them to build an infrastructure that you can actually live off of. Taba, thank you for the sub. Thanks for the tier 1, much appreciated. Thanks for the support. Magneto mid from opponents. Magneto mid from opponents. They would have won left by 1. Good point, yeah, that would have beat me. To do it more for fun and not like as their main job. Wait, Brazil was all awful about some stuff that happens? Like what exactly? I don't think I know about this. Ugh. This is a mirror, but we have Electra and they don't. They do have Sunspot, good for them, but... You can see this location for free, there's no point in snapping yet. Well, we have Klaw into Doom into Odin, I don't think we can lose this. What's up, Harriet? Yeah, I'm still curious whether or not, like, in my... During my active career, there is gonna be a card game or some strategy game that has enough of a competitive ecosystem. Sorry, my English is failing me. Enough of a competitive ecosystem that you can actually make a consistent living off. I would love for that to be the case, and then I would also try hard. But I'm not sure if that's going to happen anymore. So they could technically beat us with Big Thing into Taskmaster. Although we have Aero. Aero was a good draw. $40 power Infinite? I beat Doom on tiebreakers. I mean, Odin left and Aero mid wins, right? She-Hulk plus Taskmaster, also a possibility. I feel like this is, like, Aero mid is more consistent. Yeah, could definitely be She-Hulk Taskmaster. Sure. Victory. We are printing cubes. I'm playing this deck for 40 minutes, not even without the stream intro, and we are like 30 something cubes up. Ha! Destroy, you say? Interesting. Do I want Ebony Maw in middle? It's good enough, I think. Can still claw to the left later on to surprise my opponent. What are you doing this for? Oh. I don't want to quit this. We're in a really good spot outside of our hand being a bit starved. Okay, which deck plays Black Widow and Electro? Is this like a low-budget junk control? What in the actual fuck is going on? Can I please stop that claw? I mean, I know I'm drawing Chavez though. Right side gets tied by Sunspot. They're gonna play left, aren't they? Well, the only question is if they have something big or not. It's kind of a 50-50, like... What do you think, chat? Left or right? Fuck! Ugh. It wouldn't have mattered anyway, like they would have won. Wait, if they have Magneto on the final turn, they win by 1 on tiebreakers. Because left would have been tied, right would have been tied. Black both beats me. Snap emote, I got you. The real coaching I would need is snapping, retreating correctly. Unfortunately, this game taught me a lot of things about my risk-averse nature. Ooh. And it's something deeper than just knowing the game. I fear that I will never be a successful snap player because of this, similar to my attempts at poker. It is something you can learn. I already had a lot of coaching sessions on this. I'm also thinking about doing like a seminar at some point about exactly that topic. Okay, wait. How do we do this? We leech this turn, I'm pretty sure. Symposium? Not really a symposium. But Dan and I were thinking about hosting like a kind of a masterclass seminar together at some point. I feel like right side is lost. Okay, the Leech got through though. We're playing Iron Man and Cosmo. Ah, fuck, I don't really like drawing Vibranium here. But we will have Aero into Chavez, it's not the worst place. Or like wave into Chavez. So we saw 2 of the reverted cards already. We had a total of... Our opponent must have had 5 cards reverted in total. Oh, Klaw is really good for stealing. If my opponent doesn't play anything right, then Klaw middle and then Aero left should win. Oh right, she was silenced. So this... So this runs into the risk of her opponent playing a cheap card left and right. This runs into the risk of our opponent playing 1 huge card. We have 10 power left. Leech Destroyer. True, but there's a good chance that that card also is cost reverted. Like, if Destroyer is silenced, it's also inverted, right? I think Aero left is actually good. Can't think of much that beats me. Boom shakalaka, I'm glad I went for it. Our opponent did exactly the other scary thing. Although it wouldn't have won them the game, like Chavez middle still makes us win on tiebreakers. Should have maybe snapped at some point, but then again, I can't snap on the last turn, my opponent would run. Nah, never really had a good opportunity to snap. Personally, just won't ever be interested in climbing ladder because cube gain is independent of MMR. Are you sure? And did they post that anywhere? Like the developers? It's not too bad for me. Don't hit wave. Fuck. Okay, it's 50-50, I guess. Psylocke into wave. Sure. Then you could be rank 1000 in a 2 snap games, I guess you AQ. Yeah, but that's not what matchmaking rating is about. Oh, what the fuck is this? Okay, we can only play wave left this turn and we'll follow up with Doom left. And we can go... And we can't play anything on turn 5, but neither can our opponent. And then we go Magneto right. Isn't that a win? I think? MMR-based cube gains mean would be exactly that. I mean, like an elo system. Yeah, I get your point. But yeah, that's impossible. And it's not gonna happen. The point is, MMR is something different. That is, like, I'm pretty sure in this game there is a hidden elo rating that we don't know. Is Klaw better? No, Doom is better, right? Yeah, Doom is better. The reason why I'm contemplating Klaw is that I can still Doom right side later on. But they can play Chavez there, so I need something that's big enough to win right side as well. I'm pretty sure we just win here. I don't think our opponent can do anything against this. Unless they play random Infinite, actually. Fuck. If they play the Zabu version... if they play Magneto in a Zabu deck, they probably play Infinite because it's the Dracula version. They're gonna reach Morak? How? They can only play 6-cost cards. Oh, you mean last turn. Okay, I know what you mean. But even if they run Infinite, like, we're break even to try this. There's a 25% chance they didn't draw Infinite yet. Add the chance that they don't run Infinite to that, and we're actually favored. Like, we're gonna win cubes long term if we stay here. That's a really good opening hand. Psylocke into Electro middle is really good. Like, really, really good. They can't play right anyways. Yeah, but I was very aware that they did have 2 draws that were not silenced by Leech. And if it's either a Surf or a Patriot, they could still get power to the right side. I can arrow middle last turn just to suicide everything. What do you think of killing Electro? I've been playing this deck and most of the time my value is 2 stats over the multi-card play. It depends a bit on the situation, yeah. I guess since we... Well, it has 2 advantages. One is, of course, the multi-card play. The other one is... our opponent's, like, the mind game. We have priority. I don't think they can beat Arrow mid. Deck isn't built to play more than 1 card anyway. Yeah, I agree. So it depends a bit on the situation. On something like Altar of Death, it's very often very good to kill Electro, especially if you already have Sunspot online. But even then, like, people often just tunnel vision on their own point of view. Like, us killing Electro makes it way harder for our opponent to play against us. Another big reason. And the third factor that can sometimes be important is board space. But that really depends. I do totally get your point though. Like, very often keeping the 2 power of Electro on board is worth it because you're only playing 1 card per turn anyway. I guess this would be better. Like, this type of Electro sacrificial play would be better if we would play a version where we play like Scorpion, Lizard, maybe Armor. I've seen some Polaris run around in this deck. Okay, I'm genuinely surprised by turn 5 pass into retreat turn 6. But I guess Leech maybe hit everything of high value. Doom on 5 and Doom on 6. Looks good to me. Don't know why, but then Hip's variants don't really speak to me neither. Same goes for Luca Claretti variant. That's interesting because I like Luca Claretti, and on that Hip I'm polarized. Like some I don't like, some I love. Okay, so our opponent's gonna be inclined to fill up the left lane because they play Ant-Man there. Right, we're gonna be super strong with the Doom bots, so I guess it's just Electro middle, Klaw left, Doom middle, Doom middle. They have priority, we gotta be scared of Cosmo. Please don't Cosmo middle. Ah! Fuck. GG's. Oh, we can still find Odin, I guess. In that case, we're probably still winning. No, it's Wave into Doom into Odin. The downside is our opponent can also play Spectrum and Destroyer that way. That sucks. I was very aware of the Cosmo, but I wouldn't know if they would go left or middle. Cosmo left incoming? I don't think so, because they already hit our Electro. They probably thought they hit everything of value already, and now we have priority. So they can't... I mean, I guess they can still play Cosmo, but at least we got one Doom off, and then we still have Klaw middle, for example. So if they would have gone for it, they would have obliterated us, but it's not that likely they go for it. What are you going for? Pretty sure this wins no matter what. We probably give them the Mojo buff, which is not great for us, but how are they gonna win left and right? Probably retreating here. Victory. Well, that was to be expected. Do I like Snap compared to Lore? It's very different. I mean, I'm mostly in it because of better work opportunities, like more opportunities as a content creator, as a coach and everything. But it almost feels like it's a different genre. Is there anything we really want in Bar Sinister? Like, Ebony Maw works. Kind of fun. Sunspot is good. Klaw is good. Magneto would be the highest power play, but I think I'll just go with Maw. It's hard for my... Like, they'd have to invest plenty of mana to catch up with this, and that means it's more likely I win the other two lanes. Is that good or bad for me? Like, I can arrow middle next turn, they won't get anything in Bar Sinister. Then I just need to win the rights. Like, then I need... It should be really good for me. I think. They play Killmonger, I'm doomed. But Lizard and Killmonger do not appear in the same decks very often. Quite confident that this is very good. Okay, what the fuck? So end turn into Magneto left. We have priority, we're gonna clog this up completely. Mary gets pulled, we should also win right side. Or Mary doesn't get pulled and we win left and middle. Looks good. Looks very good. Like, we really won this game with only 2 cards, realistically. Ebony Maw, Magneto. Victory. Oh, GG's, we made 110.